So we end every episode by talking about the comics we're currently reading. As I mentioned, usually we record episodes on Sunday night, but because of this movie and some other scheduling things, we're recording this Friday. So I didn't get a chance to ask people what their favorite comics or what comics they're reading. So it's just going to be Ellie and I sharing what we're reading. So Ellie, I'm going to start with you first. What comics are you reading currently?
I'm only reading like two things right now, which is shocking for me, honestly.
Yeah.
But I'm reading Spider-Geddon right now, and which is
Ooh.
the first time I've like experienced Hobie. So now I'm like excited to actually finish it because I want to see how much of his character is in it now.
Yeah.
So I'm in the middle of Spider-Geddon, and then I am on like issue 6, I think, of Captain America: Sentinel of Liberty.
Oh, how's that going?
I really like it. I started reading it a while ago, but then I
Uh-huh.
started reading the Secret Empire event. And then I
Mm-hmm.
just kept getting confused because they're two wildly different stories.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'm going to put Sentinel of Liberty on hold
Uh-huh.
as I gather more issues. And then I could just like read it all in one go.
Yeah. I've heard people who've been reading Sentinel of Liberty that they've really enjoyed that series. And so
It's
if you're
really good. I
yeah.
love it.
So
And
if
the
you're
covers are stunning. I'm very obsessed with the covers.
yeah, I think I've seen some of the covers as well too, and they're really well done. So
The variant covers are really, really nice.
yeah. Yeah. So if you're listening and you want to read Captain America series, the current one, Sentinel of Liberty, has been, really, a lot of people have been raving about that. So all right. No, those are really cool series. I don't think I've read the Spider-Geddon one yet. Is this the one that's like currently, or is this one that came out like a few
No,
years
I
ago?
think this is from like I want to say 2018, but I could be wrong.
Okay, gotcha.
And I think it's leading up to some big Spider-Verse event.
Right.
That's why I'm like reading it first so I can read the other one. It's thick. It's
Yeah.
a big one. But I think it's like a precursor to some big massive Spider-Verse event. There's a lot of spider people in it, which makes me so excited because I'm like, yeah, spider
Yeah.
people, a favorite.
Yeah. I just finished up I think the Edge of Spider-Verse or something like that, where they had a lot of different spider people in there as well. And they introduced a new one called Spider-Boy, and I forget his name, but he's like completely new to the Spider-Verse. So that's a brand new character we
Ooh.
got this year. But what's interesting is that there's a lot of Spider-Verse stories with the same kind of titles that came out in different years. So Edge of Spider-Verse was also the name of a series back in 2014 where that's where we got Spider-Gwen from, was the Edge of Spider-Verse series.
Ooh.
So, and that was just 2014. So it's like less than 10 years later, we have another Edge of Spider-Verse event that's happening.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So it's really interesting to kind of see that.
I love
Uh,
any type of Spider-Verse story. It's so
they're
much fun
fun.
to see them interacting with each other.
Yeah. They're really fun. One Spider character I really want to try to read someday, in addition to, Spider-Man India and Spider-Punk now, is Silk, because I've heard great things about it. I haven't read any of her comics, but she seems like a really interesting character, and I really want to read her story. So that is one character that I'm hoping to read pretty soon, is Silk from the Spider-Verse. The comics that I am picking up on my poll list this week is Batman number 136, which is written by Chip Zdarsky, as well as Daredevil number 12. Daredevil is going to be ending pretty soon. It's not this issue, but I think it's going to be the next issue or issue number 14. I can't remember which one that is. Dark Knights of Steel number 11, which this has been something that's been in the works for like a couple of years. They went on hiatus for a while, but number 11 comes out this week, and it's supposed to be ending on number 12. Absolutely love the story. It's written by Tom Taylor, and the story it's kind of, I don't know if it's like a different universe or not, but it's pretty much all the DC superheroes that they have if they were, somehow living in like the medieval times. Yes. And it's like different stories of characters, different power sets, stuff like that. So it's just a lot of fun to be able to, it's kind of like a what if, but not a what if necessarily. It's just more of like yeah, it's like a what if type of thing, where you kind
You're
of,
like, okay, let's be honest.
yeah, I mean, it is in the sense that, you're switching things up at the same time. It's not like how Marvel does it, where it's like, what if this little thing changed or
Yeah.
whatnot, so it's just more like what if we just took this story and it's not canon, but we, decided to do a lot of different changes with it. So I'm looking forward to that one. Hell to Pay number 5 is a really good one. It's from Charles Soule. And it's one that it's not from the big two, and it's not a superhero story, but it's a lot of fun. It's a really good comic that they made. Immortal X-Men number 12. Again, I love X-Men. I can't remember what happened in number 11, so I'm probably going to have to do a synopsis before I read this one. And then the last one I'm picking up this week, which has been one of my favorite series of the year so far, is The Joker, The Man Who Stopped Laughing, number 9. I was never somebody that liked The Joker as its own solo series. I was asked to review number 1 for Comic Watch, and I absolutely loved it after I read it. And so I've been picking up on my pull list, and it's just a fantastic story. It's pretty much a tale of there's these 2 Jokers out there, and no one knows which one's the right one or which one's the real one in a sense. And it's a really fun story. It's definitely a Joker kind of story where there's, mass chaos and, maniacal schemes and things like that, but it's just a really interesting one to talk about and to read. So
I'm intrigued.
You should check it out. Definitely check it out.
I have so many things that I need to read. I'm like, do I really want to add another one? I'm just consistently purchasing more and more, and I keep looking at my shelf and I'm like, I still need to read so many of these. They're just looking pretty on my shelf right now.
I know. I totally get that.